Hello? Hello? Okay, I think everything's working. Can you guys hear us? Twitch chat, can you guys hear us? I hope you guys can hear us. It looks like I see my microphone working. I don't hear it. But that kind of scares me. I think the last time this happened, I do remember that the audio was messed up on YouTube. So hopefully everything is fine, but it does seem to be like one of those days where nothing wants to work, apparently. Yeah, MetaMask cannot count. Either that or I cannot count. One or the other. I don't know. But yeah, welcome to the Rune Sunday stream. As you can see, nobody is here today. It's just me and Eki, so we're just going to be chilling with you guys for a little bit. Today is going to be the Superb Owl. It'll be, I think, starting in just about 30 minutes, so we're going to knock this out pretty fast. And yeah, what's up, brother Boiling? What? Okay, if you're going to be a Twitch chat, you know, like, you might as well just come on. You want to come on?
Right. with grainy cell phone video.
Yeah, you might just put your phone up, you know. Mayak?
It's Mayak.
Mayak. Yeah, so I mean, not really too much to really cover today. We're basically just gonna be playing Evo games. So if you guys are on, if you guys are here, get in North America, and we're gonna be doing Pandemonium, of course, as always, and we'll be chatting with you guys a little bit about, you know, various things, I guess, whatever comes onto our mind. I think Hogwarts Legacy, I think that's the name of the game that's been taking over the world. Everyone's been playing it, apparently. Everyone, I think it generally has pretty positive reception, right? I think most people like it.
Yeah, the only negatives I hear about it are related to J.K. Rowling, which, you know, she like, I guess, conceptualized the world, but the game itself is made up of the efforts of so much more of a team and so many more people, and you can definitely see like the amount of effort that they put into making it all it could be. Yeah, so I hear good things about it. I'd like to try it at some point, but as I have expressed previously, I am very busy right now, and fun is kind of low on the priority list.
Come on,
sadly.
You can't live without fun, right? What is life without fun? Maybe fun is actually the meaning of life.
Hedonism, that's pretty, yeah. I mean, of all philosophies, I'm down with hedonism the most, probably.
Is that already just like a very well-established belief? I've never heard anybody. I feel like I've never heard anybody say like the meaning of life is fun, but I guess maybe I'm a little bit late.
I mean, there are much worse things to live for than having fun.
True, yeah. Okay, so Evo games may be kind of scuffed because I am going to have to tap in and out to restart every single round and everything. So when that happens, the game does freeze. The game capture does freeze. I have my laptop here right next to me. I was trying to set it up on my laptop, but apparently, I don't know. Apparently, I either don't know how to import correctly into MetaMask, or maybe it's just broken. I'm inclined to say it's actually the latter because I don't know how I can mess this up. But alas, here we are.
So yeah, Hogwarts Legacy looking pretty nice. Does anybody else have thoughts or opinions on it?
I don't really play single player games. Actually, I think I learned my lesson. If there's ever a single player game, I would rather just watch somebody else play it rather than spend the money and play it for myself, which I think may or may not be an argument against I guess streaming, because
Yeah, I mean, I'm like the complete opposite.
yeah,
I love single player games, at least if they're good. You know, there are bad ones, but sometimes there's just something, I guess, kind of romantic about it just being you versus the boss or whatever versus the game. You overcoming that triumph without help, without anybody trolling, without anything else, and you're experiencing, you know, um, someone else's like kind of vision for the game and its story and its mechanics and everything, unadulterated by, you know, the potential for, I guess, someone else jumping in and changing things up. I also like games that are kind of like pseudo multiplayer, where you can like bring them in on your own terms. The Souls games and Elden Ring do that really well. So if you're feeling like you need support, you can bring it in either as an NPC or as another player. Um, but yeah, I really dig single player experiences because they usually come with, not usually, the good ones come with a good story, memorable events and experiences, and they usually don't have as much in the way of grindy, I guess, progression mechanics. Um, the pacing is intended to get you through the game in a decent amount of time.
you know, I wanted to ask whether you would think that Elden Ring is better or worse, but I guess you haven't really played, so I guess it's kind of hard to
Hogwarts.
judge. Yeah,
I'm definitely going to be talking or saying Elden Ring is better until I,
but
have
you haven't
evidence
played
to
it.
suggest otherwise.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, I mean, story wise, the world of Elden Ring and kind of From Software storytelling appeals more to me than I think Harry Potter does, just on a surface level.
yeah. So
Um,
I don't like. I'm not really a Harry Potter fan. I don't like.
yeah.
I actually don't. I don't know. I read the books. I watched some of the movies, but honestly, the more I think about it, I just don't like Harry Potter. I don't like the fact that it's like a world of wizards, but I feel like the magic is. I don't know. I feel like they don't really use magic to the fullest potential. A lot of the times, they could be just using magic instead of doing whatever the fuck they decide to do. And yeah, it always
Yeah.
bothers me.
Yeah.
Um, I was gonna say let's get started, but it looks like Sassy Boy is the only person in here, so I guess we're probably gonna have to. We have to wait for at least one more person, right? Or do we just give it to Sassy Boy by default every round?
Five wins for Sassy Boy. Metron. Metron is
I
here.
kind of wish Cyberpunk was better. Everybody hates that game, unfortunately.
It got off to a pretty bad start. I'm like, as soon as I get time, that's on my like list of games to go through, because by now
Really?
it's probably pretty decent, like in terms of its stability and performance and whatnot. It sucks that it took like a year and a half to get here, or however many years it's been now. Damn, like 3. Fuck.
Well, do you think that it was received badly just because of the bugs and the crashes and things that
Yeah.
weren't supposed to happen,
Yeah, a
or do you
lot.
think it was just a badly designed game?
Most of the complaints I heard were related to the bugs and everything. Like the team tried to do too much, and didn't have enough time to fix all of the bugs that kind of ambition leads to. And there was like a whole debacle about the QA team as well. So
Hmm.
um, basically, they hired a QA team that didn't know what they were doing and didn't report useful bugs for them to know. So they were swamped with just like really unimportant, um, I guess, priorities. So nothing that needed to get fixed got fixed in an expedient fashion. So you ended up with just like a real mess when it released. And as bad as it was on like PC and stuff like that, like you gotta remember that a lot of people played or tried to play it on like the PS4 and the Xbox 360, and that was just awful because it was designed for like a relatively fast hard drive. So, or not even a hard drive, but a solid state drive. So quick storage, which those don't really have. So like things just weren't loading in, and it was causing so many errors that the game was basically unplayable for them.
I also think that I think that the game was kind of like, how do I say, like maybe lifeless, like.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, it was, I think it was open world, but it wasn't like as open world as people wanted it to be. So then, you know, I don't know, I felt like there were a lot of problems like both ways in terms of like technical stuff and also in terms of gameplay. But seems like Hogwarts has been received better. I don't know if because people are biased or because the game is actually better. I honestly, I feel like the voice acting in it is really good. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but or maybe it's because I've been playing Fire Emblem and Fire Emblem's voice acting is not, I mean not
Suspect.
I mean
Yeah.
it's not bad. I just don't know how to explain it. Like it's not like the voice actors are bad. It just feels like maybe a little bit out of place, or maybe it's like
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't really fit the atmosphere, I guess. But the Hogwarts voice acting, yeah, it really felt like it fit. At least from what I've seen of the game. Obviously, I'm not gonna play it, but I will watch. I will watch XQC play it.
Yeah. I just can't get behind or can't like feel enthused watching someone else play the game. Like I'll watch them react to a video because that's a thing I mean, we're both sharing the experience, the exact same experience at that point. But them playing the game is basically them interacting with the media the way it should have been interacted with, and I feel like I'm missing out on that. I don't know.
Yeah,
But you don't like single player games, so
yeah. So for me, it's like I get to miss out on the experience. I still get to experience like the story and everything. So yeah. Wait, Maev, do you want to hop on? If you want to hop on, I did set it up so that one person can come on the stream and leave. Because I think Disco did say that he might hop on during this stream, but he wasn't going to make the start. If you want to hop on, just let me know and I'll add you in here. Otherwise, we are just gonna be playing. Okay, this round is over, so I am going to start Pandemonium now. Chaos Smith, our champion, is back. This is gonna be a little bit tricky. I have to make sure I don't die before turning on BR. All right, did it work? Aha.
Pandemonium
is on. Okay, great. Beware of the pandas. Well, I sure hope everybody is in here. I'll turn on God mode. Am I alive? Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Hopefully everybody else is good. Battle Royale is gonna be on, and then I'll be turning God mode off, and that'll be the start. Man, I miss you, Maev. I have to do all of the hard work now.
Fuck. Damn it.
Oh, you missed the stream where Chaos Smith was going through the islands, and it was infuriating to try to catch him.
Yeah.
And Maev was not helping at all. Maev was and Maev was not helpful in the slightest. Oh right, I do have to I have to turn the damage up, right? Do you what is the syntax for the damage? Maev, help. Oh, wait, never mind. I don't need to know the syntax. It's a drop down menu now. Wait, no, I don't see it.
Shouldn't it be like something about touch?
I'm trying to look for it, but I don't actually see it. So I don't know if it's something I have to do manually or if I can,
My God.
or if it is one of the settings.
Oh,
Oh, well, never mind. I do see it. Yeah, I think this is gonna be the right one. Have you managed to kill anybody yet?
I've been trying to get Chaos Smith, but he just barely eludes my shadow every time. I'm like, fuck.
All right.
Uh,
Damage per touch 30.
that and yeah, damage is slow.
Yeah, let's see if I can get a kill now.
Fucking A.
Looks like I still can't kill anybody. Now we're stuck.
So, yeah. Oh,
Did I not set the right value? Because I feel like, yeah, nobody has died. It does feel like I'm like
scared.
on top of them, but you know. I
I
can't
think
get
it's
them.
normally 40, but
30, 40? Like, is it that big of a, like, you'd think that would be close enough, right? I didn't want it to be as fast as it normally is because we kind of just bully them sometimes. But it seems like maybe 30 is too low.
uh,
I'll put it to 40.
Jesus Christ. Someday.
Okay, you chase him. I'll just sit in the middle.
Perfect.
This is
Oh
what...
my God.
This is what I try to get my up to do. I think it works, right? If you just sit in the middle, it basically divides it into like 4 pieces.
Insane.
Are you on a controller?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we go. He messed up.
That's right. Okay.
Wow, so 40 is a big difference from 30, huh?
I think
When it's
so,
on 40, yeah, they are dying. When it's on 30, they did not die.
Oh my lord. Well, Natron wins this round. Gotta hunt him down, but
There we go. Finally. Finally. Did Mayev end up coming on at all?
I think I heard his voice at one point.
Wait, really? Oh,
Yeah,
no.
but then he left.
Aw, I don't think I heard him, but I also don't... I might not have it set up so that I could hear him. I wasn't aware that he was in here. Sorry, Mayev. You're in the car? Ooh, you want to give us a tour of your city? That would be pretty fun to watch. you would be an IRL streamer, Mayev. Okay, everybody get back in here. God mode is, Battle Royale is disabled. And suddenly I am actually very hungry.
It happens.
Why are you parked
every
near a
week,
dock?
actually.
You're just parked in a car watching us? Like at that point you might as well just join.
All right.
What's up, Disco? What are you doing, Disco? How come you didn't make it today? Alright, let's go ahead and start with the next round. I think you guys are too busy watching the Superb Owl.
I'm excited for the. I'm just kidding. I don't really care about either team.
I did put $100 on Kansas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, apparently Kansas City is not in Kansas, which is.
Isn't it in like Missouri or something?
Yeah, which is I don't know. I guess wasn't there like a. I think there's a city in like Texas that like isn't, or there's a city in Texas that sounds like it shouldn't be in Texas. I don't remember what the exact name was.
Wow.
Okay, you sit in the middle. I will be the one chasing him, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have much choice right now. Embedded in the wall.
No. How's he not dead? Oh my god, how's he not dead?
What the fuck?
Can you see his HP bar?
Yeah, it's still full.
It was full the entire time. We didn't damage him at all. Okay, there we go. There we go. So Discomonk apparently is smoking and getting high instead of joining the stream. Okay, I guess fair enough, your priorities.
Shoot, that's a priority. For sure.
I have never been high before in my life. I wonder what it's like.
You could call it just like an exaggeration of whatever you're feeling at the moment.
Hungry?
That's generally what I experience. Yeah,
I just feel
if
hungry,
you're
man.
slightly hungry, you'll probably have the munchies. If you're in a good mood and you're high, like on marijuana, that ends up usually being a positive experience. You feel outgoing and social.
What if you're sad?
But if you're sad or anxious, I don't find that it ever really helps with that. It tends to, yeah.
Have we? Do you think we've ever seen Disco sober? I wonder if we've ever seen Disco sober. we might not have.
Maybe not. It takes a lot of courage to come out here and put on the strong performance we do every week. Oh my! Let me tell you. All right. Jeez, why did I do that?
Is it chaos again? Always chaos.
No, that's Sassy.
Oh, it's Sassy Boy this time. Wait, did you kill that? Did you kill that drone, or did he just not come back in? He might not have gotten back in. I don't know.
Not sure.
Man, 15 burgers at In-N-Out sounds amazing right now. I've not had In-N-Out in so long. Oh man, you're gonna tempt me to drive 30 minutes just to get In-N-Out now. Oh, In-N-Out. Oh man.
Oof, I have never had it. Yeah, that's fair. Once the day is like kind of tapped out, is usually when I end up smoking if I do. The first few times definitely are super weird, I feel like, because you don't know like how to react to it.
All right, everybody, get back in here. Battle Royale's disabled. You should be able to join. Sometimes I wonder if I am missing out, but
I mean, it has its pros and cons. If you're happy without it, you don't need to start it. And I mean, this is my experience at least, and I hear other people kind of do this too, but like the first few times, sometimes nothing really happens to you. Like you don't feel anything. So.
Is it better than alcohol? I feel like alcohol is just horrible. Like there's no positives, at least in my opinion, to alcohol. Oh look, Disco's in here. What do you know? Wait, but he starved. How did he starve? I've got mode on. Strange.
I don't know. I think that happens sometimes when people leave or something.
I'll give him a little. I'll give him like a few seconds to get back in here if he's trying to. Otherwise, I'm gonna be starting soon.
It's hard to say. Like, they both have their appeal. Alcohol, I think, is better for me in social situations where I would like to be outgoing. It allows me to, I guess, be more myself, assuming I don't drink too much, and then I become belligerent. Not really, but you know, I feel like I'm destined to post cringe on main most of the time when I've had one too many drinks.
Wait, what? What does that mean?
Posting cringe on main. It's like, you know, doing something cringe on a social media account when everyone can see you. But doing it it's like the real life analogy. You know, you're just cringe in front of people and you fixate on that after the fact. Like, oh my god, I did that thing. Or I said that thing. Wow.
just don't think about it. Do you ever like lay in bed at night thinking about the things that you've done? Somehow I killed Disco just like instantly. Actually, I don't even think I killed him. I think he ran into me. I think maybe that's the problem. Maybe he runs into me.
All the time though, yeah. No, I'm definitely a thinker.
This guy's not dying. And now I'm stuck.
Yeah. Ow. Ow.
I feel like I'm getting farther and farther into the wall. I'm almost entirely encased by the block.
I am also now.
We're all
Oh,
just
for
stuck,
goodness sake.
man.
Hell yeah. Oh my god, I keep getting out and then flying into the adjacent wall.
You sent me a picture of the dock. Oh wow, that looks really wet.
Bruh. Oh my god.
Okay, this might actually be up to you because I feel like I'm so far deep inside the block that yeah, it's not really letting me out.
Well,
I'll
it's
just
gonna
hold
be a
one
while.
direction and see if I can get out eventually. Yeah, if I can't leave. If I leave, I can't get back in.
I
So.
literally had them both in my fucking shadow for like a second, a full ass second, and they didn't die.
Oh, there we go. We got sassy.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, so not only did you park on the dock, you're like walking around on the dock and just like watching us? Dude, just come join and turn on your camera and show us around. Show us what's going on.
Oh my god.
How's it going?
I can't.
He's not even in the islands.
No, he just keeps like I feel like my top speed is just like barely above his, and then the latency makes it so that even if I'm like tracking his movements perfectly, he just stays perfectly ahead of me every time he makes a turn.
But don't you get the speed boost?
Kind of. It seems to like randomly cut out. Mayev, is that you? Oh, I got him. I'm getting him. I'm getting
You got him?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Nice.
Okay, Thank
okay
God.
now I can yeah, disable. Mayev, I can't see you. Can you see him? Apparently I don't hear him either. Are you saying anything, Mayev?
He is talking, yeah.
What? Why can't I hear him? Oh no.
Yeah. For some reason. Yeah, but he's out there. He's in the sun.
I am very concerned.
I see a building behind him.
I'm very concerned that this VOD is going to be muted because I can't hear him.
Oh wow.
My OBS crash might have just broken everything. No, I definitely I don't see him though. Wait, are you how do you what? How come it's what? You're sure you see him?
Yeah, I'm not unless I'm like hallucinating. Right and it's a pretty vivid one, let me tell you.
Are you sure he didn't just send you a picture? It's just blank on my screen, man.
About 1 million pictures in a sequence at about 60 frames per second. Yeah.
Damn, it's 60 frames per second. The quality is that good. Oh man.
No, but it's
Okay, let me try refreshing. I don't know what's going on. Audio's gonna cut out for just a second.
That's fair.
Okay, hopefully audio is working. I cannot for the life of me hear Mayev, nor can I see it when I open the link. So I'm very confused as to what is going on with Mayev. I will try to pull this up and see if... Can you hear me, Eki?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay.
No.
Let's see if Twitch will be able to see Mayev or not. It looks like it is gonna be blank, so Not sure what's going on. I guess
Oh, nice.
Maev will not be seen after all.
You're
I just
missing
hear
out,
Eki
Panda.
talking to himself. Chaos was the winner for that round, right?
Yes.
Okay, this will be our last round of Rune Royale. Starting, I guess now.
Looks really nice.
Oh, dude, you just make me feel like I'm missing out.
You are. You never get to see Maev in natural lighting like this.
Do you see his hair and everything?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it's glorious.
I'm actually never gonna see it. Stream's never gonna see it either. That's so sad. What a shame.
Man,
I don't.
This is the kind of content
I
we
hear.
need.
Wait, I hear Disco.
Yeah, Disco just popped in.
on.
Wait, so I can hear Disco, but I can't hear Maev? Are you sure it's my problem then? Can you hear Maev, Disco?
Maev's not on the call.
What? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, hang on.
That's
It
weird.
does say not visible unknown user, but he's muted.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. So,
He's here. I see him. He's on my screen. I don't know what's up with
So-
y'all.
It's not mine. It does say not visible unknown user muted.
yeah, that sounds about right because I don't see him and I don't hear him, so he
That's
must
odd.
be muted and not
Is he
visible.
muted on your screen, Eki?
No, he's not muted. He's literally just chilling.
He's only showing himself to Eki. Everybody else is not worthy to see Maev. Okay, but can Maev hear us? That's a question. I don't know.
Okay, what? How? How? I literally.
Can you hear us, Maev? If you can hear us,
He's not reacting to you, so I don't think he can.
Wasn't he responding earlier? Was that Maev sitting in the car, parked up by the dock, or is that somebody different?
wait, how do you know he was sitting in a car?
Oh, because just before I joined in the game, I did start watching the stream just to see how late I was,
Oh my god.
and I saw
There's
a bit of the chat where someone mentioned
Later.
they were in the car.
there's two streams of
Okay.
audio. I don't know what's going on. Okay, there we go.
Okay, Twitch chat. There's no way you guys can hear Maev, right? I don't think you guys can hear Maev.
That'd be absolutely.
That would be.
hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. Like he's the only one that can see him. Like
He left now, so.
that's a very strange. That's
How
very
in
strange.
The world does he have?
Who's brother boiling?
That's Maev.
That is Maev.
That is
Yeah.
Maev, yes.
Yeah.
He must
was
be
like,
able to hear you at some point then, if he's chatting away.
I mean,
I don't
he
know,
can
Or is
hear
he
through
just
the Twitch
talking
stream,
in monologue publicly?
He can hear through the Twitch stream, but he couldn't hear or see y'all for.
He
whatever
couldn't
reason.
see us either.
Yeah, no.
Could he see you?
Yeah. We were like talking. I wasn't
That's
talking to
'cause he's
myself.
Not visible.
Are you sure? I'm thinking you're just talking to yourself.
I mean, I do tend to do that sometimes. Not this time.
All right, Sassy
Well
Boy does
played,
win.
everybody.
I think you guys just have like a special connection then. Cause yeah, it only works with you guys. It doesn't work with anybody. It doesn't work with me or Disco. Interesting.
Apparently.
Is my camera really
we're
off
on the
centered?
level.
I feel like I'm very far on the edge. My cat must have moved my camera again. I definitely do see Disco here.
I'm here. Do you want to get me on stream?
Yeah, I can. I did
I-
set it up so I can get
Am
you
I
on
just
stream.
voice it over it?
It is just your voice right now, but I'm gonna pull you up in just a second. Oh no. Somebody's missing. Wait, Disco's not showing up. Man, what is going on? Is it me? But see, but then why? Why? Like, I see my Ev in the thing. Like, I see there's a person there, or not a person, but I see like an empty box. You know what I mean? But like, I don't hear it. The box is not speaking to me. Okay, there. Disco's here. Disco's here. Nice. I still see him. I don't know. Oh, so you kicked him out. So you just closed him. Okay, well, fair enough. It's just us. I guess you joined. I guess just in time to enter the stream. Let's give away Disco. Okay. I don't see him. I see like I see a blank window that says my ID, my Ev Rune, but like no picture, no audio, or anything like that. Yeah. Very strange. I wonder what's up. Let me see if I can... Is there anything I can do to fix this? I don't think so. I think you're just special. Like... Oh, crypto news. Really? Oh boy. Okay. It should be good now.
Can you hear me now, guys and girls, and anything in between?
I can hear you over Twitch.
Yeah. It should be good now.
Excellent.
It should be good now.
Cool.
I'll just turn this back on too.
So a little bit of crypto news updates then. The SEC have been taking some enforcement actions against companies and do seem to be determining the scope of regulations through enforcement, which of course is not ideal. Namely, Kraken have paid I think a $30 million fine for offering staking services, which the SEC have determined that these should be classed as securities. This was namely Ethereum staking. What they have done is actually completely removed their staking services products, all of those, from their platforms. Coinbase have actually come out, as you might know, they also offer very similar staking services. They've actually come out and decided that they do believe that they are compliant with regulations and therefore will continue to offer those services, and are willing, at least publicly stating they're willing to go to court with the SEC to maintain and continue to offer those services to their customers. So two very different stances. Kraken immediately folding over, paying the fine, removing those services. Coinbase actually having not been challenged by the SEC yet, despite offering the exact same service, but certainly taking a public position that they will be going against that battle. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out, whether Kraken's position changes and they look to offer those again in the future. Their CEO, Jesse Powell, has been quite vocal about that, and has been making some statements around the SEC's public statement or comments on that. Gary Gensler came out and said, look, we're cracking down on these companies, and he kind of said, look, well, if all we needed to do was state that we're offering this and post a little video. I wish we'd known before we were told to pay $30 million. So slight frustration there through the regulation, through enforcement. Doesn't really give a competitive playing field in terms of companies and how they should approach things, not knowing really what they can do. And unfortunately, therefore, in a market results in that position of, we'll take action first and say sorry afterwards, and then become compliant retrospectively, which of course results in a lot of damage along the way. So let's hope they take a more positive view in the future on that. Gary Gensler himself actually coming under question through some challenges through the courts, whereby they are looking for some of the evidence in terms of what him and his team and the communications they had with FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, and all of his empire. So there's certainly a lot of scrutiny, and we did kind of preface that this was likely to happen as that story first broke out. We mentioned that there seemed to be a lot of very close connections between Sam Bankman-Fried's empire and the SEC and Gary Gensler's remit in terms of the regulatory body. So we'll certainly have to try and understand what comes out of that. Potentially at the time initially, it certainly looked like there could even be chargeable offences. Whether or not that's the finding of the courts through the legal discovery method, and then actually resulted in conviction. These things quite often just are slaps on the wrist. Today's news is yesterday's headlines. So most likely try and be brushed under the carpet, but we'll see how that plays out and what interest and focus is there. It all typically in America, I think, seems to come down to that kind of bipartisan view as to which party that individual in question represents, and therefore the other side of the political fence seem to jump on that as the fact that they are of that political affiliation. Of course, both sides do this relentlessly. So whether that results in conviction tends to then be a case of which party is in charge of legislation or ruling in that particular side or aspect of the legal realm. So we'll wait for that one to play out. We'll keep you updated, of course. In the meantime, it does look like there is also a lot of scrutiny and crackdown in general from the US regulators on stablecoins is their next target. There certainly has been a lot of voicing around that. A lot of firms are moving away from trying to offer that. There's a lot of scrutiny around the banking setup, with stablecoin firms like Circle coming under challenge, and Paxos in particular have been under severe questioning. And I think a lot of these are through association to the Silvergate Bank and that network and Signet. So certainly any kind of companies affiliated with that realm are perhaps best to be steered away from for the time being, just while the uncertainty takes place. That doesn't really leave many regulated official stablecoins, in fact none. Which is quite an interesting position to take on the market, and Tether continues as always under an awful lot of scrutiny. Some of their banking practices actually and banking partners have become more transparent or apparent in recent days. Forbes did a good investigatory piece on them, trying to understand their banking partners and networks. A lot of that money taking place in Dubai and some other tax restrictions whereby they have more lax tax laws and can be slightly more opaque in terms of the ownership and source of that funding. So there's a lot of scrutiny from there as well. It does also then potentially give credence all back into some amount of the assets that Tether are supposed to be backing through treasury bills and other means. Still doesn't account for the full amount, I think, which will never do unless they give a full audit, and presumably they're unlikely to do so. So still a lot of scrutiny there on potential market manipulation. Interestingly, Paolo Ardino, the Tether CEO, happened to tweet something about something being green with a picture of a balloon, and within a couple of days, Bitcoin price shot through the roof. And then a few days after that point, he then tweeted a red balloon, and that was a couple of days later we saw the prices plummet in terms of numbers. So when you consider previous findings around Sam Bankman-Fried, CZ, and Jesse Powell from Kraken, and some other notable exchange CEOs in a group chat entitled Exchange Coordination, you can't help but wonder, what kind of is happening there. It did also look like, actually, somebody pointed out when looking on the Binance profit net loss leaderboards, that around a third of the trading volume in total on Binance, about $18 billion worth, seems to originate from only 3 accounts, which is quite interesting to understand. You can only assume the kind of influence they could potentially have over market pricing if they determine to layer sell or buy walls, as they might do. So again, one of the reasons that I'm personally still not trading in the markets, I just don't think it's a free and fair market and reflective of true market value at the moment. We've seen enough signs, I think, in my personal opinion, to indicate that this may not be retail and it's not institutions, so in which case, who on earth is moving all these prices? And there's a very narrow source for what is deemed to be the market price now. With the collapse of FTX, a lot of the pricing that is displayed as the Bitcoin price and other prices originate from Binance. So just something to bear in mind as well. So with that in mind, no real progression on the FTX saga specifically, aside from the fact that there were some quite clear fundings that an Alameda research wallet actually funded the FTX exchange wallets initially, which doesn't really tell us anything new that we didn't know, but certainly reinforces that concept that FTX and Alameda were one and the same entity, and therefore I guess just adds more weight to the potential view that this was a meticulated fraud from the beginning, and actually, was always intended to be a collusion of funds and just a front for that trading activity that Alameda were doing. How that then results in the legal platform and the way that plays out, we'll wait and see. But it's an interesting finding, again, hopefully get some more retribution against what looks to be the biggest Ponzi scheme since Bernie Madoff, and potentially even larger than that. So we'll certainly keep you updated with any developments there. I think the regulatory side is probably where we're going to see the most movement in the next few weeks. Now we're in the legal aspect of FTX, and that's going to take a long time to play out, as we typically see. Interestingly, though, the lawyers for the FTX saga did manage to claim, I think, $21,000 just for eating for 20 nights or something. So good to know that the customers' money, what they are able to recover, is being well spent. Actually, one final finding, which hopefully will get expanded on through the week, but some blockchain detectives that I follow, one of them did manage to identify a connection with the FTX drainer wallets. So I think we mentioned previously, when the FTX blow up was initially happening, there was some official Bahamian recovery wallets where they were trying to segregate the funds, and these were set up because at one point a hacker was targeting some of the FTX exchange wallets and actually drawing tens of millions of dollars worth of various cryptos. Those hackers have potentially been linked to what has been described as a NFT and crypto influencer rug ring, including a crypto detective that has been operating apparently since 2016. Now, they didn't actually elaborate on that at all, which I'm hoping that's why we'll see some more information over the course of the week. Certainly some very interesting findings there. I should draw back on one final point, actually, because I mentioned around the heavy regulation and this individual who pointed out this connection to the rug ring, and also some of the other FTX exchange wallets, and has actually made some very interesting findings in the past. what they did point out a couple of months ago now was actually a very concrete link in terms of the funding of the original, some of the original wallets for Vitalik Buterin in terms of the Ethereum creation and very early days fundraising came from a Chinese investment group. And this individual who's kind of reported on this speculates that that's potentially why the sudden influx of regulation and the urgency for regulation is now coming in. I think because that Chinese link is finally apparent, and there is potentially concern from the US government that actually the Chinese have an awful lot of influence in within the Ethereum blockchain through early investments and token allocations and so forth. And actually, again, we know the history with China and Bitcoin mining and always been very, very prevalent over there. And even when they publicly banned it, although we did see a big drop in miner numbers from those geolocations, it still never plateaued or disappeared entirely. There were still pockets of it happening. And then, even though officially the public view on Bitcoin mining was the same and it was banned, we saw the hash rate in those areas creeping up slowly until they're normalizing again in regular levels, and the government's position changed and allowed it and then moved forward. So I think there's a lot of concern amongst the US government and regulatory sphere and lawmakers that potentially China has an undue amount of control over blockchains, Bitcoin and Ethereum in particular. And therefore, that might be one of the reasons that we might see them come down much harsher with regulation, but also steer away from those technologies. As I think actually, it was perhaps earlier today, somebody from the Federal Reserve said that they didn't see a need for CBDCs, so the central banking digital currencies, to be a tool set of the American financial system. Whether or not that view's unilaterally held, we'll wait and see, and I don't think it's too important now. But it is interesting to see public statements come out after saying we're exploring this technology and understanding the importance of a digital world, just to be thrown about immediately, actually, we're not so interested and we don't think this is right for us, without having seen yet all the work and the concrete answers of all the working groups and the those forums as normally takes place to make informed decisions. And the timing with the regulation is quite interesting. So hopefully we'll have some more to update next week.
It's wild. Crypto was meant to be kind of like outside the sphere of geopolitics and geopolitical influence in a way, and now it's just kind of another battlefield for them.
Yeah.
It feels like, just in general, the U.S. is kind of upping its anti-China rhetoric with the weather balloon and recent UFOs that have been shot down. And, hopefully it isn't a sign of future conflict, but you never know.
I know we don't get political on here, and we should probably stay away from the conversation soon. But I would say that the timing of the weather balloons was quite interesting because that coincided immediately with the release of Seymour Hersh's article around Nord Stream and the American government blowing that up. And I highly recommend you to research that, because that very strongly is, and Biden himself actually called it a year earlier, an act of war against NATO countries. So I definitely would go away and look at that. Nord Stream 2 and America blowing it up. It was speculated at the time, and now it seems confirmed. And this is the journalist who broke Watergate and the Milo massacre and some other very interesting stories and cover-ups by government. So for him to release this, I was quite shocked, and that's actually been blowing my mind all week.
Yeah, that does sound wild. Like, fucking
yeah, I'd highly recommend. Again, this is not the show. We're all about gaming. We want to just entertain you and kill each other on screen only, not actually in the real world, because that's quite a scary thought. But I would go and have a look at that, and certainly do just question things a little bit. It's interesting to see no news is covering that. because of
not,
how
yeah.
how highly sensitive that is in terms of international relations, and it's got the potential to be a catalyst for World War III, which is why it concerns me.
Yeah.
But it depends on how countries react entirely to that revelation. But yeah, let's play some games or spin some wheels and gamble some quick charge. Only if you're 18 plus, of course. Let's lighten the mood.
Please.
All right, thank you, Disco, as always. I thought you were gonna be here, but I'm glad that you did come to give us some knowledge.
There were just so many bombshells this week. I wouldn't miss it for the world. And I almost got a chance on eBay. I finally managed to join in on mobile, and then I forgot I was playing while I was trying to log onto the computer.
All right, so let's go ahead and
Can I get on the wheel? Have you got the link?
yeah. Well, we'll do Flare for this week. Flare giveaway. That's a lot of twos. Oh my god. 2, 12, 23. All right, there we go. Are you hungry yet, Disco? I'm so hungry.
Do you know what? I'm actually not, because I had a massive curry just before I came. That's why I was late. And I had a few beers, and it just like sat on me. I haven't drank beer since I had one beer at Christmas, and then before that, probably like a couple of years since I last drank one. It just it doesn't agree with me. So I'm back on the gin now. Luckily, it's much nicer.
Beer's pretty much all I drink these days. Allows me to pace myself, I guess.
I don't think I've ever had one.
Never had a beer.
A beer?
I don't think so.
See, I love beer, and I particularly like real ales. I used to manage a pub and stuff, so would always be drinking like pints of Smooth and everything. And over in like the UK, it's quite common to have like local ales and local breweries and stuff. So if you're traveling around the country, you'll go to a pub and you ask for like the local brew. So you get a real sense of like, what people like around the area, and it's quite nice in that. But yeah, it just doesn't agree with me internally. And I used to, being younger, just grin and bear it and just drink anyway. But these days I'm, slightly older and I dare say wiser. I do now kind of think actually it's not good for me. I should just drink something else, So gin is my poison these days.
What do you guys think of Little Caesars?
Little Caesars, is that a chicken place? I don't think we have it over here.
No,
Pizza place.
It's
A pizza place.
pizza. I don't know. I'm just looking on DoorDash because I'm so hungry, and they have like it's $7 off of $30, which doesn't.
Get a curry. Get a nice curry. I had a lamb Rogan Josh, onion bhaji.
I don't know if I've ever had curry before.
You've never had a curry?
Not sure. I might have. I might not. I don't know. I don't really know how to like. How do you? What is the definition of a curry?
Like rice, and then typically you'd have rice with it, but a curry itself is just like meat and sauce, like Indian food. So it depends.
There's also
like, so
Thai curry.
Yeah,
you
so
can get Thai curry as well.
Like more,
I'm not sure if what I had would be considered curry or not. I mean,
so the Indian curry is usually based in like some vegetables that are fried in oil and then blended up with like curry powder, garam masala sometimes, and a few other spices, and then I guess I don't know what the common filling for Indian curry is, or the I guess
Quite often
protein
chicken.
and vegetables.
Yeah,
Chicken. Yeah, that
chicken
makes
or
sense.
lamb, or it'll be like vegetables. You won't ever see beef because in India, like cows are sacred, so it doesn't happen. But yeah, so you get like different types of curries. So some of them like really hot and spicy, and people like to go out for a curry just because it just burns your mouth off, and with the amount of chili in it.
Yeah.
But typically you can have like a korma, which is largely like coconut based and quite creamy. Rogan Josh, like I add, is quite tomato based with a few like spices. Or you can get like vindaloo, which again is like more chili kind of sauce almost. Eat with a bit of rice and stuff. But it's nice. I'd recommend it. Get naan bread, get an onion bhaji. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah,
I don't know if you like
delicious.
spicy food, but if you don't, have a korma or a Rogan Josh if you prefer more vegetable like tasting things.
Spice is okay,
Korma's
but
quite
just
sweet.
like, I think for me, just only once in a while. Otherwise, it's just painful.
It's interesting because I actually went to India on a business trip once, and I was there for a week, and like Indian food over in the UK, and I imagine it's kind of similar because I think what we then termed Indian, I think then got exported to other countries as like a thing, but it's not like a traditional Indian food. So over here, like people just eat Indian food for the spice, and the spice is just chilies, and it tastes of just burning. Whereas over there, they still use chilies, but it's not purely just for the sake of heat. Like the hotness and like the flavor comes from the combination of all the different spices they use. So it's a very different like kind of heat that you get, like as opposed to just when you're eating really hot chilies, if you know what I mean. And which also means you just get a lot more flavor, and everything's a lot more flavorsome. Even though it's like burning your mouth off, it doesn't just feel like it's burning you for the sake of burning you. You just absorbing it all in. Like I don't like spicy foods for that reason, because I just don't like my mouth being burnt off. But I was finding like I was just getting quite brave with what I could eat, just because it is just so delicious, because they've got so many different things in there.
Definitely agree. Yeah. Indian food's great. I'm a vegetarian, so basically Indian food is essential to me enjoying my food.
Sagaloo and
I was gonna say earlier, before I remember you're a vegetarian, I was gonna say like, imagine a life without cows, but I guess that's literally a life, huh?
Yeah,
I mean, burgers and mince is all you're eating for, isn't it? Like I don't have steaks all that often.
Yeah, and
they're
they have
like the three main things, aren't they?
The plant-based burgers are actually not really that bad. Like so they were coming out right as I went vegetarian, and because of them I didn't really ever miss like normal burgers. I do miss, or I do regret that I pay $3 extra every time I go out to sub a plant-free patty on there, but it's good, I think. And then they're gonna have like vat-grown meat, probably here in the next couple of years, and I'm totally not ethically against that. Like I'll eat it.
So I was actually brought up vegetarian.
What? Really?
Yeah. So my dad was like hardcore vegetarian, like pretty much vegan before like veganism was really a big thing. This is through like the late 80s and 90s and stuff. And my mum's like vegetarian and that. So I was brought up vegetarian, and it was obviously a lot more challenging like back then, because it wasn't as big. Like these days it's more accepted. People like restaurants and supermarkets cater for it more, but back then it was like you just ate vegetables or you didn't eat. But you used to get like corn, and that was like the only kind of meat substitute you could get, and I quite like a corn roast and stuff, and I do enjoy that. It's not too like dissimilar from chicken, like, and especially in a bit of sauce.
So do you
use
eat
it as a replacement, but it's like mushroom, so it's a type of mushroom. It's like mushroom protein, and then they just shape it into like a roast or a chicken nugget or something like that, or a chicken burger. But yeah, it was quite good. And then so I was brought up vegetarian, all the time. Hated the thought of like meat and the smell of it and whatever. And then I tried a bit of popcorn chicken when I was like from KFC when I was about 12 or 13. I've never looked back since. And now like every single meal I have meat in it. Just like making up for lost time.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, I was about to say for some reason you don't seem like a vegetarian to me.
I'm definitely not a vegetarian. I am a pure carnivore. I have bacon for breakfast. I have ham for lunch.
Oh yeah, yeah,
we were
talking about
chicken or gammon, like, or maybe a bit of beef in like the form of mince or something.
So it was the popcorn chicken. That's what converted you.
Salamis and
oh my
things,
god. KFC is too OP. I can't honestly. Every time I go to KFC now, I'm just not feeling KFC that much anymore.
It's I find it's really hit and miss. Like sometimes they get it right and it's warm and it's juicy and you're just like, oh my god, this is just heaven in chicken form. and then a lot of the time it's just a bit too cold and a bit too chewy. And
yeah.
like, maybe it's sat there for a few minutes too long, or by the time the delivery driver's turned up, it's gone cold because they had a few other stops. Like, yeah, really hit and miss.
I like their mashed potatoes.
When you get it good and you get it good, it's just it is the best chicken at those times.
Okay, but you guys don't have canes over there, do you?
I'm gonna say no because I
don't think you have
recognize
canes.
what you said. So
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and close the giveaway now. We have 7 people entered. We're picking 5 people, so everybody has a pretty good chance. Let's see what we get.
Mushroom soup of KFC. See, Sassy Boy gets mushroom soup.
Mushroom
of KFC. We don't
soup.
get that.
What?
We get gravy and a bit of coleslaw these days.
Yeah, it sounds about the same over here.
Yeah, I think our menus are very similar. You just get more special stuff.
All right, so
I won. Happy days.
you did win, and Camel won with 10 tickets. You won a 30. Okay.
3.3% chance. That's really good. Like
Yeah,
when
that's
you
not bad.
compare the kind of percentages of some of the other winners.
I think you did get picked last, so I don't think it was actually 3.3%. You know? Oh no, you won what? Wait. Okay, never mind. You won with 10% chance.
Gamble,
yeah.
3.3%, yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at the wrong thing.
How many tickets did Chaos use? Last count I saw, there was
Chaos entered with
tickets.
Chaos entered with 100.
Maybe we got up to 300 in the
There
end.
was 300 tickets purchased in total.
Look, you got to be in it to win it, and you can't be more in it than a third of the game, I guess.
You really want some pants?
You got to play the odds, haven't you?
If you want some pants, then you want.
How many rounds did? Because I didn't actually catch how many who won. I saw Sassy won one of the rounds in Evo.
Yeah, he won. He won 3. Well, Chaos won 3 rounds, so he has a pretty good chance of.
Okay.
Pretty good chance.
Thought maybe
of
that's why he was going hard on the trousers, just because he didn't win that many games. But
nah, I think he just really
only 3 out of 5. Yeah, it's a bad week, isn't it?
He just really wants his pants. You know, maybe he needs some more pants. All right, that should be everybody. Yep, looks good. Here we go.
Oh, my Ev.
For my Ev. Feels bad, man.
I mean, to be fair, like this time we weren't sitting there going, right, we're closing the stream now. Maya, have you entered? And he'd go, oh no, I haven't. I didn't realise you were drawing. Are we doing the stream now?
True.
And look, that's what happens when you start taking the piss out of your teammates. Karma in action.
Man, 1988. I feel like that sounds like so long ago. 1988.
Is it because it's got a 19 in front of it?
I guess so. Yeah, man.
Because it is like, well, fairly late in the century. But I do feel old in the sense that I remember 2 millenniums. Like I remember the millennium happening.
Really? I don't think I remember anything. Yeah, I don't remember anything from like 2000. What happened in 2000?
I was in
life
France
like?
like for the millennium, I think. I
Oh,
don't
I
know
was
why. I think
probably in.
I got invited to a work thing.
I think I was in like 2nd grade.
Mm.
I think I was still in China.
I was afraid the world was going to end.
What with Y2K? I
Yeah,
remember that. Yeah.
Y2K. Because computers, you know.
Wait,
they're
what is
gonna
Y?
freak out.
Y2K.
Year.
It was the year.
Oh,
2000.
it's just the Y just stands for year. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you know what the Y2K bug was or thing was?
Yeah. I remember.
that-
I remember 2012 as well. I watched the movie too. I liked the movie. I don't know. A lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was a cool movie. It looked cool.
2012. It's just funny, isn't it? How ridiculous it is.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
it's so over the top and so dramatic. Like the amount of it's pure Hollywood, isn't it? With the amount of near misses,
But
like
I just
fingertips off the edge, like climbing out this like huge crater that's in the middle of the ground.
Oh, this is such a close. that was
Just
such a
about
close
making
one.
this aeroplane that's like taking off and like jumping on the back of that and like, yeah, gotta love it.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, and it's also kind of crazy how all of Chaos Smith's entries got taken out already. Wow.
Sucks. Sometimes it do be like that though.
Dude, man, Benzie, I love those movies. The 2012, like what is it? What was the other one? Like the one where they like went
Oh,
to
I
the
know what you
center of
mean.
the earth, and the one where there was like a
haven't seen
huge
Center of the Earth.
snowstorm.
Yeah, the snowstorm one with the.
Yeah, I love those movies. Wasn't there another one? The one where they like went to like they go to Mars or something? I don't fucking remember. Interstellar, that one. Interstellar's pretty cool
Interstellar.
too.
That was supposed to be quite good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good movie.
Yeah, it was. Had a great soundtrack too.
I've been watching that You on
Actually, no,
Netflix.
the ending of Interstellar is pretty weird. I don't know. I guess that's there's always gonna be something that doesn't quite like make sense.
Yeah.
Well, don't spoil the ending because I do actually want to see
Oh,
that.
you haven't seen? Have you seen Inception?
Yes. Yeah, that was good.
Okay,
Watched
everybody
about
has
my head down
everybody here has seen Inception, right? Can I talk about Inception? Is it spoilers? It's like 20 years ago.
I don't know, but it
I
might
mean-
be. This conversation might compel them to go and watch the film.
Oh man, is it just impossible to talk about movies because it's always going to be spoilers for somebody?
I mean, most of the experience is getting to the ending. I feel like knowing it doesn't necessarily.
It depends though,
Um,
because it depends on whether the story hinges or leaves it as
Yeah.
a cliffhanger.
Well, what I'm talking about isn't even necessarily the story, but it's just that everyone thought Inception was so good, but then I like there's so much in Inception that I feel like is like a plot hole, you know?
Yeah.
Like a lot of it doesn't like.
Don't search for plot holes. Just enjoy the film.
But come on, but like you know the entire like logic of like how if you like lean back in your chair you're supposed to wake up, but then like they're like waking up in a dream, but they didn't wake up. Like it was so I don't know. There's some I don't remember exactly what it was, but it kept bothering me.
The film's about people jumping into other people's dreams and then like changing the world and stuff. I wouldn't get too hung up on whether they're asleep or not if they're like slightly
No, but like it's like the
at an angle.
consistency. You know, if you have this thing, if you have this rule, that movie has to stay by that rule, right? But it doesn't, and that's the part that bothers me.
It's
Yeah,
just
but
trying
maybe
to
they
tell
were
a fun
just in a
story.
different dream where the rule didn't apply.
Yeah, I guess that could be it. Sure. All right, let's make some pants.
Booyah.
I just learned that Rick and Morty is voiced by like the same dude. I don't know when I learned that, but
Yeah, but hasn't he left
Not
now?
anymore.
Has he come back?
He's gone.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's what I heard. He's gone, isn't he?
I don't know. But isn't it? I don't know. It just seems crazy that like you know the two main characters of the show be voiced by the same person.
What's her
I
name?
never watched it though. I never watched it. I don't know
It's
what
the
the show's
same with
even
like
about.
Simpsons, isn't it? Like
Is it
Bart
really?
Simpson. Yeah, Bart Simpson. I can't remember her name, the woman who plays him. But she also does like several other of the characters in The Simpsons as well.
Well, this
And it's
is
quite
like
common with cartoon artists and voiceover artists because you can either make funny voices or you can't, right? So a lot of the people who have that talent tend to circulate amongst the industry and actually do quite a lot of the same characters within a show or amongst different shows and stuff. It's somebody, I can't remember if it was the lady who did Bart Simpsons, but somebody was in the Rugrats. I did something else as well. Like, but yeah, it's very common for that to happen. It used to happen with Disney films as well. People who did voices with them working like different Disney films as another character.
these are some pretty rough crafts. The highest we got is a 76%. A bunch of them in the 70s, but yeah, it's just how this day has been. I did okay. Yeah. So a superb owl update. I think it's tied at 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. So I did put $100 on Kansas. I know nothing about football, so it was literally a
Mahomes, right?
What did you bet on the favorite?
No, I bet on the not favorites.
The not favorite to
Yeah.
win.
How are the Chiefs not the favorite? Don't they have Mahomes?
They do, but I don't know. I guess football is complicated. I don't really understand it. The only reason I put money on it was just so I could have a little bit more excitement watching the game. I do feel like it adds more to the game when you put a little bit on the line.
Yeah,
a little bit more invested in it. Yeah.
So when I used to manage a betting shop, I'd be there for like 14 hours a day, and I used to just watch like not just all English football, not just in the main league, but all lower leagues as well, and European football and women's football and under 16s, but you can't bet on that because of like gambling laws in the country. But all the other matches, you just think, right, well, I'll just put this bet like, you know, a few pennies on every game, but just so you'd have some sort of interest as to, you know, who's winning and who's not winning. Yeah. I used to spend a lot, like, because you just do it a few quid every day, a few little bets here and there. And then I worked over the road from a supermarket, so I'd go in and get scratch cards if there wasn't any good betting on for the day either. I was glad I got out of that industry.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I would do that because that's just, you know, that's not.
I never bet like significant amounts of money because A, I couldn't afford it, and also B, I saw like what it did to people and the people who were there all the time, or the people who won big and then put it all back in, and then got more money out the wall and put that in as well. You know, I had a grown man like crying to me in front of a shop full of people because he just put all his money in the machine and lost it all. And I was like, well, what do you want me to do, mate? You know,
yeah.
Trying to help him and console him and all that, but all I can do is give him a leaflet and go, look, do you think you've got a gambling problem?
yeah.
I
mean,
it's
really,
mental.
like,
And it's so disrupted, you know, and same, you know, I'd seen people like, you know, worry about how they're going to feed their kids. It's like, well, maybe if you didn't just put all your food shopping money into that machine there just a minute ago, you would have been all right, wouldn't you? So it's not nice. I had to get out of that. But yeah, don't gamble, I think is the lesson there. But if in small amounts that you can afford to lose, it can be quite entertaining.
Moral of the lesson, guys: don't
Indeed.
play gacha games.
Never spend more than you can lose.
You're telling a crypto chat not to gamble?
That should be rule number one, though. You know, things like crypto, investing, anything else, you don't.
I mean, honestly,
never spend more than you can afford to lose.
Yeah, I think it's not so much don't gamble. It's that like be responsible with it. It's like, you know, I feel like that's the thing with most uses of money is that like you can go overboard with almost anything. Just be responsible with it.
Everything, like literally anything, can be addictive in large quantities.
Yeah,
absolutely everything should always be enjoyed in moderation. Like whether it is gambling or spending money on takeaways, or drinking gin, or you know, spending money on in-game items and gacha and whatever it is. You know, anything should be enjoyed in moderation, because anything can be addictive, right? I used to have like a massive problem for Kinder eggs, because I had to get the set
For
of the
what?
thing, and then by the time Kinder eggs, you know, I love the plastic tasting chocolate. And then
Oh,
you get the toys
chocolate.
in the set. Yeah, yeah. And then you get the toys, and you'd need the set, and you'd get 11 out of the 12, and then they go and swap it for the next one. So then you'd start wandering around to shops further and further away in case they had the old packaging.
You're telling me you're
bad times, man. Bad
you were
times. I could
basically
have been out on the
gacha pulling
streets
chocolate?
plastic chocolate into my veins. You know. Luckily, I managed to move on from that, and now I
Oh
just
my
enjoy a
God.
nice glass and a smoke now and again. But
Wow.
no, but it is, you know, anything should be enjoyed in moderation, and especially if it's something serious like gambling. So Panda, I hope you could afford to lose that $100.
That's okay. I've made enough from league betting where I actually feel like I have an edge. But I do think
Then just stick to that.
Yeah,
well,
but
again,
I just
you
wanted
know,
to watch
if
the
you're
Super Bowl.
watching-
I mean,
if you're
Super
watching for
Bowl.
something- If you're watching something just for entertainment, $100 to me personally feels like maybe a little bit too much, just for the sake of watching a game, right? Obviously, you know your limits and stuff. But I'd personally like try and put like 50 on the win or something, or then like stick a couple of bits on like last touchdown, or I don't know what like unique bets you get. But like the weird things like X amount of
no, I definitely don't want to touch
throw-ins
that.
from the sideline per match or something, because those are the ones that really make it interesting, because then it
Does
doesn't
it?
matter who wins or lose. Yeah, because right,
I
if your
mean,
team
I guess
starts
so,
losing like 15 minutes in or by the first half, it's obvious they're not going to win the match. Your
They
bet's out the
might,
window, and
but they
you've lost
might. I
interest
don't
in
know.
the game. If you go for like, you know, more than, I don't know, 15.5 average score for a player, or something really, you know, unique and interesting, something that throughout the whole match you're going to have an interest on, that's like going to have a better angle for you and probably better odds as well. To look out for something like that, you might find it's a more interesting like way of interacting with the game.
I know.
This is turning into a really bad stream, by the way, for discouraging people to gamble. So I think we should probably move on from that.
It probably is time for us to wrap up. I thought today was gonna be a little bit shorter, but here we are, approaching about 2 hours again. So, you know, just a typical,
my bad, isn't it?
typical
We
room
just
Sunday stream.
enjoy being with our community so much. We can't
Exactly.
pull away.
It was a good chat. You know, had a good time. But I guess that means that it is time for us to wrap up, and time for Panda to go get some food. So, thanks everybody for stopping by. Thanks Disco for showing up, and Eki for always being here, at least almost always, and everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see you guys next week. And I should probably mention, don't forget Rune Royale, and the end of the Evo season is going to be not next week, but the beginning of the following week. So yeah.
Oh,
okay.
hang on. Yeah. So next week is the 19th, isn't it?
Oh wait,
Not
no.
Rune
Yeah.
Royale.
Next week.
weekend is the 19th.
Yeah,
normal,
okay.
Normal stream. I'm
Yeah,
touch and go
okay.
for that actually, because I'm coming back from my brother's wedding that day. So I may be doing a late appearance again, like tonight, but we'll see. I'm hoping not to. But yeah, so the weekend after, 2 weeks time, Rune Royale, get your practice in. It's going to be good, I think.
Whoa, what was
It'll
that?
be competitive.
Did you guys see
Someone's
that?
got to beat KL Smith.
Did
Surely.
you guys see that?
See what?
Did Eki like turn strange for a moment?
Yeah. Wait, what was that? Wait, that actually looked pretty creepy. You got like an alter image. Oh my god.
I feel like I've been seeing our feeds on Video Ninja flicker like for the last.
Oh, mine flickers because something is wrong with like my cable. I don't know what it is, but did you? But like that one instance, like you actually like you turned like purple and you. It was like there was somebody behind you. That was, what the?
Yeah.
But it wasn't even that like his color changed. Is that like his face moved to the other side, and that was crazy.
Look, there was
Oh my
me
God.
about to go to bed. Now I'm going to be sitting up having nightmares all night. I'm going to have to change the bed sheets because they're wet in the morning.
I'm I'm your sleep paralysis, Steven.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I think on that note, I'm going to go and cry. But we'll see you all next week.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Have a good
Take
week,
care,
all.
guys.
Thanks for
Bye
coming.
bye.